are live. The next run is going to be Ease 1 Chronicles plus any percent. It's going to be run by him, Retro Trev. Retro Trev, up to you.
Alrighty, thanks, Treble. Welcome, everyone. Name is Retro Trev, also known as Ray-EO, as a former life and now back to current life. I will be playing Ease 1 Chronicles Plus. That is basically a word sauce, but pretty much it's a remaster of the original Ease 1 back for the PC-88, all the way back in the 80s. So with this run, it's not much different than any of the other versions. It just has updated graphics and a very kick-ass soundtrack. So we're doing the Chronicles version because I want the best music, and we're going to be playing it on easy mode today. So time will start once I hit easy, and we'll start off in 3, 2, 1, and go. Alrighty, so as we have to wait, little cutscene. Base of the story of this game is that adult Christian, who is an adventurer who somehow was able to befriend everyone just by being adult Christian, or his juicy red hair, who knows. Sorry, wife just came in. That pretty much, he was on a boat and noticed this giant wall of water surrounding this village, or this island. So he went to investigate, his ship crashed, and he wakes up here in this bed without much memory of what happened. And these guys are pretty much telling us the story of, we're trapped here, we don't know what's going on, you seem like a cool guy, why don't you rest up and then save us, please? So, just the beginning of the story, just telling us what happened. The guy who walked away, he's the one who saved us. And now we're starting the base of our story. In this first town, they pretty much want us to do a couple of side quests, but we're an adventurer, we don't do side quests, so we're just going to leave the town and never return there ever again. Okay, so the basis of how this game runs is all based on what's called the bump damage system. And how that works is that you literally would just bump into an enemy that caused damage. Though, as of right now, I'm not going to hit anything because I do not have a sword to attack with. So we're just going to walk up to the next town, and once I get a sword, I'm going to show you what it means by the bump system. And throughout this run, unlike regular runs, I'm going to be taking a lot of safety saves just due to the fact that this game is really evil when it comes to dying. So we're just gonna, first thing, we're gonna buy the wing. This will be a staple for the first half of the game. And actually before I show the bump system, we're gonna be doing our first of 3 zips. This game has some zips that make the run a lot easier. And pretty much I'll explain it once I get it. First try, let's go. So pretty much what you're doing there is that you're going I think it's like 1 frame away from the screen transition. I almost screwed that up. And you go diagonal into the next screen, which will pop you halfway into water. And the game wants to throw you out, but then I immediately transition underneath the screen to like glitch into the game, or glitch into the bottom of the screen, which allows me to basically just skip that entire walking section. That's pretty much the basis of it. You're supposed to go there first to make it, but if I can do a skip, why not? And, wrong buy. We're going to buy 2 things. We're buying the mirror early, just because we can. That plays a major role in late game. So now that we have the money to do the means, we had to get the golden vase in order to have the money to do a certain thing of actually equipping ourselves with the necessary means to actually fight things here. So we're just going to buy the cheapest stuff on the lot. We're just going to buy an armor, small shield, and then leave here. Also, Goku alert. Okay, then we're going to buy the short sword. We actually do have to buy this in order to progress the story, because we have to buy armor and a sword in order for this woman Sarah to actually start our adventure. She's saying that there are things going on with Astoria, and we need to figure out what's going on. She's going to send us on a quest to find the 6 books of Ease, which are 6 books by priests who found a way to encompass the evil of this land in Darm. this stuff. Okay. Now we are done with that. And actually, while I'm here, I'm going to show you the bump system. Just to show you. So in this game, you have to literally walk up to enemies and attack them. But you want to be to the side of them in order to do damage so you don't take damage. As long as you're moving and you're not right in front of them, you will not take damage. But if you walk right in front of them, there. It was hard to see since he only took one hit, but as I got knocked back, I took damage just as much as he took damage. So you always want to make sure that when you hit something, you hit him slightly to the side of their body. And especially in late game, as well as the first minor grind I'm going to do, it becomes a bit of a problem. But thankfully, for the most of this run, it's literally all about dodging majority of the enemies. So Sarah's having us come here to talk to her grandmother, who will give us the shrine key to actually start our first adventure. She's going to have us go to the shrine because we need to save a certain someone that is trapped inside there. Okay, so another safety save. So here I'm actually going to grind to level 2 because I'm not good enough to actually kill this first boss. I'm gonna wait. Sometimes I'm gonna have to stop to take some health because these guys hit like mad trucks. As you just saw there, I was slightly off center and he wrecked me in 2 hits. This is probably the most dangerous part of the game for me, but that's why I'm gonna play it safer. This is the biggest time loss for this run, other than not making a save. But we're just gonna keep going until we get to level 2. You know what? I took damage. So I always want to make sure that I'm at least above 10 health. That way I can... Okay, apparently I do not want to play him safe. I'm just YOLOing him.
Do we have time for 2 donations?
Oh my god, yes, you can do some donations, because for some reason I'm screwing up this first little grind. But go right ahead.
So we got the first donation by Diane Kito, who just ran the game just before Retro. He has a $20 donation. It says, "My death will contribute to Child's Play. For death total, fancy only a $5 per death. Good luck to all runners out there, and thanks for having me." All right. And we also have a donation by the DP1, the $25 donation. He says, "This is one of my favorite series. Very excited to see Speedrun."
Awesome. Hopefully the run will look a lot better once I'm actually past this grind, because I'm gonna blame it on nerves that this is actually going a little poor. So but it gets more exciting once we're past the first boss. Okay, so now nothing wants to respawn. So we just gotta kill 2 more of these. There we go. Okay, we got the level up. So I'm fairly new with this run, so that's why I'm actually leveling up there. The top tier runners would actually do this boss at level 1. But I need the extra health just for safety, plus since this isn't a marathon run, I can't just reset if something goes wrong. So I'm going to do a safety save here, and now we're at the first boss. I forget their name, so I call him Mr. Wizard. So he's going to appear in either the top section of the middle flame or below it. It's all dependent on where you are when he decides to spawn. And these flames just keep going back and forth, and every time you do damage, the flames get a little longer until they reach max. So the first part of the run, first part of the fight, is pretty simple. It's easy to get past with the flames. But then they get too long, and you gotta do some trickery movement in order to get past them. And you need to hit him 25 times. 25 times, it's too far away, but it's safe. At 25 times in order to defeat him. Doesn't matter the weapon, you will always take 25 hits. So my visual cue to where to stand for this is that little broken wall up above. Okay, I gotta be playing careful. I'm playing a little too unsafe here. You know what? I don't feel safe at 5. We're going to reset. I also forgot, I probably should have taken a safety save just after this, in case things go wrong, just to progress the game. But that is the first time he has ever hit me. Wow, there's a first for everything, I guess. Oh no, no, he didn't hit me. I hit him. Never mind. I saw myself get pushed back and I got hit. Ah. So yeah, he's gonna randomly spawn. It's gonna hit him 25 times, dodge the flames, and hope I don't die. He's giving me good spawns now. I'll take these middle spawns the entire time. But hey, me dying means you get to hear this music a lot more, because in the other fights, you don't hear it as long, because this is the longest fight of the game. Because every other fight is like a few seconds long. As you'll see, like, the final fight itself, I'll talk about it later, the final fight against Darkfact is either he kills me in 10 seconds or I kill him in 10 seconds. That's pretty much it. Why did I do that? Okay. You know, just to move things along, I'm gonna go as a little extra health. So, this is now a fake-ish run, but I want to get the game going, so I used a safety save that brings me to level 3. Because again, nerds. Since this is a new run for me. Now at least this time I can take 3 more hits, and I was taking some dumb damage late in that last one. Now watch, I'll get this without like getting hit. Oh, how did I dodge that flame? That's a bad spot. We're going to ignore that one. Take that. He knocked me into the flame there. Just play it safe. Once he's less than what my health is at, we're in good shape. We can play things a little safer. I don't like that spot. Take that one. Here we go. Now I'm liking these spawns. It's about 3 or 4 more hits away. 2 more. 1 more. There we go. Okay, that went poorly. But anyway, we are done. To me, that is the hardest fight in the game. But we are through it. Just make the save. Okay, now that we're done, we have full access into the first part of the shrine. Here, we're just going to need to find 2 keys, and then we need to save the woman that lady had told us to find. First, we're going to wrap around here, and we need to grab this chest, which gives us the prison key, which is the key that is access the door to the woman we need to find, who is named Ray, I think it's pronounced. And then we need to end up here. Where is our guy? There he is. He's killed the many a run. And the treasure box key. So if you're not sure, I'm guessing that key leads to a treasure box that opens up. Okay, so now we are done with the first part of the shrine. Now we need to walk back to the first basement level. Kill things on our way, and just lose 2/3 of our health right off the bat. Good job. You are supposed to kill them, but just played safe already. Here's the woman in distress. Oh, sorry, not Ray. Fina. Fina's who we saved. I get Fina. There's 2 people in the game that we need to rescue: Fina and Ray. So we get the Eyes of the Mask. That has a special property that we will use a little later on. There we go. We got the level up. Also, we want to make sure Athena doesn't die, so just kill everything on our path. There we go. Escort missions. Time for another escort. She's not too bad, though. It's not a very long escort. Just going to make sure she stays on screen. And once we're far enough, we can walk up and she'll be joining us. And now we are out of the woods when it comes to anything dangerous that can kill Athena. Just going to walk down. Yeah, she'll always walk in a direct path to where you're located, so you want to go a little higher than the door so she doesn't clip into the wall. Okay, and once her head touches the top of this door, we can just walk right to the teleporter and she'll get out. There we go. Just kill you because you never know. With Athena's low health, she could die. Now we're in good shape. So, spoilers. Athena is actually one of the two goddesses that can control over the land of ease of this island. You don't know that until the second game, so sorry if I spoiled it for you. The other woman is Rhea, in which they have amnesia of their goddess powers. They're also thousands of years old, too, so I can see why they might forget. Okay, she passes out due to exhaustion. We get everyone to help her and bring her to Jebba's house. And now she's like, I need you to go find something. Go to the mines. So the mines are on the western side of the land. We're just going to walk over. We are going to be doing our second zip of the game and the funnest one. So we want to line up with this rock. Then once we're right here, hold down and left. And look at walk on water. Out of nowhere, we're now Jesus. So that zips us from having to walk all the way around into the mines, which is probably the scariest part of the game. So there's going to be a lot of safety saves here. Because, you know, it's very dark. It's hard to see. So, grab a couple of item boxes along the way. Get our silver armor. Immediately equip it. Because there are two super dangerous enemies in this game. That one, he will give you a bad day if you get hit by him. I think he takes about 90 damage at my level right now. Safety save, because everything hurts here like a mad truck. So we're looking for two more items. Okay, you got the silver harmonica, which again was another side quest the game gives you that you don't know about. But I also forgot to equip my wing. Then we need to get one more item before we can leave here for good. Okay, now there we go. Get the rota tree and immediately warp out. There we go. So the rota seed tree is an item that we need to eat in order to get the, I wouldn't say the OG weapon, but it's the main weapon you need in order to kill the final boss. Okay, we get another wing because we will have to teleport at least one more time in the game, and then go to the top of this area. We don't know about this woman yet, but the game has progressed so far that she appears and you need the silver harmonica. So this is Rey, the second of two goddesses that we don't know about yet. And we're going to hear a little tune. There we go. Okay. We loved it so much, we're just leaving now. Okay, now we are back in the world. Let's put the rota tree, let's eat it. Okay, we have to eat it in order to get the silver sword coming up, but we still have to do one more zip. We gotta do that first zip a second time. First try again. That's a rare thing for me to get both those zips on first tries. Okay, Okay, so now we talk to this giant tree because it can talk to us. We said TLDR and just skipped it. We got the silver sword. So pretty much we have everything we need to finish the game outside of the flame sword. And the flame sword itself is literally used for one fight. So it has one primary use and then we just say bye-bye. Okay, so now we've done the shrine and the mines the first time. We have talked and saved both goddesses. Now it is time to finish the shrine and now start collecting our ease books. Because now Adal has gone from an adventurer to a reader. So we need to talk to both Fina and Jebut in order to advance the story.
Is this a good time for a donation?
Yes, it's going to be a bunch of walking now, so we go right ahead.
Alright, we got a donation by our own Manix86 with a $20 donation. He said, following Diane on death incentives, I had to donate during these Falcon games, which has been my entire past few years of video games and speedrunning. Let's go, Trev. There will be a lot of bumps on the road.
Alrighty, so now we're back in the shrine, but now we're going to go even farther into the depths of the shrine. So we're going to be following the same route we took before to get the treasure box key. We're going to take the fourth entrance here. And now we are in the shrine basement 3. The Mac Daddy of this shrine, and we're going to first have our first use of the Mask of Eyes that I grabbed earlier. Now it's a good time to explain it. What the Mask of Eyes does is that it shows you hidden areas that aren't accessible by normal eyes. So, but the downfall of using it, you see hidden ruins, but all enemies disappear from your view. So you need to be very careful on when you use it and what's around. Grab the silver shield just for more protection. Finish that area now to go back to the other teleporter that we missed. Intentionally skipped. There's a reason for that. So here we go. We can put in the Mask of Eyes. Instant doorway. It was tough to see since I did it so fast, but that enemy did disappear. Here to go to the next chest that we need, which gives us the marble key, which is the key to the boss of the shrine. Which also, I believe, is the second longest and the biggest RNG run killer of... No, I'm sorry, that's the next dungeon. That's the mine dungeon. This is an easy fight. This is the dragon. I'm messing up my boss orders. So yeah. Now we're going to be fighting a large walled serpent dragon, I guess it would be. He's easy, but as always, save saves because things go wrong. You have to hit this boss. All you got to do is hit anything but its head. I also realized I'm under leveled. I just realized that I'm under leveled. He dies in like 3 hits if I was level 7, which is what you're supposed to be here. That's fine. There we go. We got the first book of ease. He's even harder at level 7. Like I said, he takes 3 hits at level 7. I just wasn't paying attention to my levels. Okay, so here we're by the wing for one final time. We have to go see Sarah. No, Sarah's gone. Yeah, I found out she was murdered. But she knew that was going to happen, so she entrusted him for the second book, and we now have the second book. 2 down, 4 more to go. So she's dead. That's sad. Rip Sarah. Okay, now, so we are now completely done with the shrine, and all that's left now is to finish the mines. Which brings up the second and longest grind in the game in terms of levels, because we will have to be level 10 before we get to the boss. Also, again, the mines even now is still super scary. Again, safety save. The first two areas aren't too bad. It's when you start getting into the lowest level of the mines where things get really dangerous. So hopefully I don't mess this up, but again, mines is going to be a lot of saving. Because these enemies will wreck you. Especially these guys. Yeah, see? So, I'm gonna actually... There we go. I forgot, these guys you want to be up... Okay, one more time. You want to be above or below these guys. Come on. There we go. Okay, you want to be level 8 going into the mine, the basement 2 of the mines. Because there are guards here that cannot take damage unless you are 8 or higher. I didn't like that spot. That was uncool by you, Phoenix. Okay, play it safe. There we go. So there's one guard that doesn't move there until you touch him, and then a second one that walks around. You need to get hit to get to the Darm key, which is a very important key needed to get to the boss. Okay, I took a little bit too much damage here, but that's fine. We'll walk away. That was close. So I am taking a lot of damage here, but that should be fine because I'm going to play it safe and get, if I can just, come on, hitboxes, let's work. The heal potion, which is going to be very helpful for this grind. Let's save. Be careful here because these enemies show up. And here we are. Time for the grind. So what we're going to do is we want to line ourselves with this wall right here. Hello, enemies. I'm confused. There are supposed to be enemies spawning. Okay, maybe I gotta kill them. There we go. Yeah, why is that one not spawning? He must be somewhere else. Okay, this is very odd. I've never had this happen before. I'm confused. Because there's supposed to be 2 of these creatures spawning. Unless there's another one that's walking around. Not viewable. That's weird. Oh! That's why. There he is. Yeah, they're both down below. Well, that was cool. I lost a lot of my health killing them both right there. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, you just lean against yourself against these far out parts of the wall, and as long as you just keep going up and down, they shouldn't hurt you. Just make sure that if you do get pushed to the side, I am now scared. My health is super low. I'm questioning whether or not I should reload my save. Nah, we'll go with it. I do have another save. I basically have saved for almost every portion of this back half of the run, so if things go south, I'll just open that save and just go. But we can try. The hardest part about the next boss, he's not hard, his RNG is the worst. He's basically a giant bat who turns into smaller bats, and those smaller bats like to just take pretty much the entire screen. this is literally what we're going to be doing for the next few minutes. This is actually a perfect time for donations if we actually have it. Going up and down for pretty much the next minute or so. Just gonna keep saving because I'm, believe, about two hits away from death if something were to go south. So. Woohoo, that was close. Okay, got maybe about 6 more. Usually at roughly around 2,000 left, I just walk to the boss. But since I am low on health, I want to level up and at least get that health. Now we just need to wrap around. Luckily this area, it's dark, but it's pretty much, it's all linear, so it's not too big of a deal. Okay. Only lost a little health there. We're at 82? Okay, 876, that's fine. The Darm key to come into here, make another save. Also, there's a door here. Let's go to it. It's sealed tightly. Ah, that stinks. Let's get this chest. Ah, crap, disappeared. Oh dear God, it's a boss. So yeah, he turns into a bunch of giant smaller bats. You can just walk in a circle. And you only hit him when he reforms. And when he reappears is all RNG. There's 2 RNG factors here. One, when he reappears, and 2, if he decides to. Sometimes he'll troll you like I just did, and just do a big circle and have nothing happen. And also, since we have time, that door that I try to go to and why it's super locked, that is actually the location of the final boss of the second game. That is where Darm is being held. But you can't do that until the very end of the game. Oh sure, you're gonna play nice now that I'm far behind on everything, and not trolling me. Seems like every run I've done this week for this game, he's given me a 1-in-1 pattern. He'll appear and then troll me, reappear and then troll me, and he's dead. He's not too hard of a boss. It's his tiny bats that are the biggest problem. But hey, we survived with very low health. That was actually really good. Oh, I forgot to use my wing. That's fine. You get to hear the entire jingle. I'm gonna wing for the very final time, say bye to that town because we are now done with this town. And in fact, we are done with this entire island in general. So we're gonna go back to Zepik Village. We're gonna go meet up with Jeba, and she is going to teach, well, not teach it, but she's gonna read us the books because we need a good bedtime story. So we're gonna have her read the 4 books that we've already gathered. I'm sorry, 3 books that we've already gathered. But first, before we go see Jeba, we need to go see how Fina's doing. Not really. This is actually the moment when she realizes that who she was. And then we say, cool story, bro, and then we leave. She tells us that we need to stop the evil. Okay, we're going to ask Jeba to read. Yeah, we need her to read all 3 volumes. And then once that's done, she tells us the truth of why Stormwall, which is the storm encompassing the island, and why it's here. We leave and come back. Because that will act, that right there progresses the story. Brings Fina back in. Now we need to talk to Fina. She learns about her truth, and then Jeba, she tells us about Darm Tower, and we need to talk to her son Gorban, who is the leader of the thieves, who will give us access to the final part of the game, which is the Darm Tower. So the Darm Tower is a little backstory on the tower. It's a tower built by Darm, the evil villain of of the first two Ys games. He wanted a way into the secret island of Ys, which is an island that's up in the sky, to get away from Darm. And Darm wants a way in, so he created this tower 700 years ago as a way to get in. I did not mean to talk to him. Okay. Okay, so Goban is letting us know he's gonna let us in because he's a nice guy. Also, he wants us to locate one of his other workers, Dogi, our good buddy Dogi, who we have yet to meet yet. He's going to be our bestest friend when it comes to our adventures in the future. Also, you're going to be hearing this jam for the rest of the time, so start enjoying the luxury of this sound. This is a great song right here. Okay. Heal potion for the end in the evil ring. The big one with the evil ring has one use, and don't use it and don't use it without first getting an item that can negate its evil. You wear that ring immediately, it will instantly kill you. Start to climb. So for most of the outer section, you can go left or right. It's not going to matter. It's going to bring you to the same door. But for some sections, it's actually faster to go one direction because the entrance is a little earlier. So it's going to wrap around. Pretty much now we're gonna dodge all encounters. There's no reason to attack anything. We just keep on climbing. Keep on trucking, climbing up these stairs, build up those leg muscles. Because we have a long way to go. And crap, we hit a trap. That's fine. We're back at the bottom, that kind of stinks. But hey, who's this guy? It's a little bit gentle. He's trapped here. We don't care about him. So now we're gonna wait. Because you saw me earlier touching the wall and noticing there's some wind going here. What's going on? We just gotta wait here until boom. There's our buddy. Breaks on through to the other side. Gonna give us the item. It has no real purpose other than it's a short little trade quest. You're gonna use that for I believe it's the blue necklace. I believe we're trading it in just a short moment. Okay, and as you saw earlier, if you were paying attention, this room here is weird. It has these things here, which seems kind of odd. So once, wow, you had to be right there, really? Yeah. So yeah, after the fourth lantern that you see on the wall, there's going to be an invisible door there that you have to honestly go into. So you switch out your idol. Also, he's a yapper. Okay, blue necklace. Blue necklace is a very important item for the tower. It has many uses, but its primary use, it negates traps. Its big two uses are the trap that captured us earlier, as well as negating the evil ring that we got at the beginning of the tower, which you will see its use shortly. Well, shortly. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, when you get captured, you lose all your items. So as you can see, all I have equipped on the left side is a blue necklace. No sword, no armor, no shield. I'm completely defenseless. So this is the big reason why you want to just dodge as many enemies as you can. Of course, if I wanted to, and I stood right here, my health is refilled. So if things went south, I could just stand outside in the ring and regain my health. So the game is nice in that aspect. We're gonna keep climbing. So the tower itself has two separate bosses that we need to go to that have two of the Ys books. First, we're gonna go here. First, find our first entrapped item. Apparently, they don't want to play nice. Open the chest. Hey, we got our silver sword back. There we go. Now we can kill things with honor. Silver sword is found. Also, you look to your left. There's Doki. He's back. He's just standing there looking all mean. Mean and stoic. Back to the climbing. Wrap around here, we're going to meet up with the first boss of the Darm Tower. I forget its name, so I call him the Mantis. Safety safe. Okay, he's going to shoot up like rings of nails. I messed that up. You wait for him to shoot all of his little attacks, go to the side, and hit him 2 or 3 times. Just play it safe. You don't need to go crazy. And there we go. He's dead. Not a very hard fight, but a fight you do need to be a little careful on. Okay, here we're going to get the hammer. Hammer in this game has exactly 1 use, but it's an extremely important use. Also, the 4th book. Alrighty. We're done with that. Now it's to do what we've been doing this entire time. More climbing. Immediately equip the hammer. Bring its 1 use into play. Actually, we're going to take 1 small... I hate when enemies are like that. Yeah, if they get stuck right here, you have to take the damage. You don't do this in the speedrun, but I'm doing it here. Getting the silver shield. It makes the next to last fight a little safer. And I'm all about that safety right now. Look at it, already on the 10th floor. Only 15 more floors to go. Go up here. We're going to the 2nd pillar. Smash it with the hammer. And you're like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to destroy the tower? You need to go up. Well, there's this very specific reason why we hit that specific pillar. And that is because in this next coming room, you see all these little viney things. If you didn't, that basically destroying that pillar deactivated the trap here, which would slowly drain your health until you were dead. And it's not as fast as the evil ring, but it's extreme. It will kill you within like 10 seconds. Climbing on up. So now we are on our way to the 2nd boss of the Darm Tower. Just going to ignore the beautiful, beautiful pump for just a second. Make a small detour to get to the next boss. Who is a giant rock. He looks scary, but... just keep walking up and down. And he's dead. Easy enough. Bada bing, bada boom. He dead. Yeah, as long as you're at least 75% health for that fight, is this grind? Well, you grinded that rock into nothingness. Alright, so that is the final boss. Also, we got the 5th book. So we're only down to 1 book left to get. And sadly, the final boss was. So this is actually like a mirror maze that you need to do that I'm just going to have immediately because there's a bunch of mirrors in this room and it's very easy to get lost, but also stupid quick when you actually know the road. Alright, time for my 2nd favorite song in the game. Bada bing, bada boom. God, I just did a little Beakman's World right there. I just realized. Hey, look, hidden enemies. Don't you love when they're hidden behind the wall? It's awesome. Alrighty. So this is actually a small detour that we need to take into Rado's Annex. Because that is where... I do not have the necklace equipped. That would be very bad. I usually equip. There we go. The one use of the evil ring. It opens this door. But you need to have the blue necklace to negate its effect. So, in here in Save Ray, she intentionally got herself caught by Darkfact in order to be here, in order to give Adol the monocle that we just got. What the monocle does, it allows us to read the Ease books, since they are in ancient text. There we go. No, I want them here. Okay, we got the monocle, we got 5 books. The big issue, though, is that we still need one specific item in order to get the Darkfact, which is held by the person who was in the jail cell with us. And the problem is we now have to backtrack. The second greatest thing in gaming, behind auto-scrollers, backtracking. But this isn't too bad of a backtrack. We need to get to floor 11, which is not too bad. The only bad part is that we now have to go back to the mirror maze, which again is not a big deal. You know the route? It's a very short trip, and it's not long either way. Here we go. We're out. Should be on floor 11. There we go. So here we just need to run back to where we actually just... Whoops! Ha! Forgot. I kept going in the same door, in and out. Okay, so we just need to return back to the area in which we destroyed the pillar. Because when we get back here and go into the room that is located is where our buddy Buddha, who met in the original prison, was. He decided to be adventurous himself and try to climb up, but he hurt himself. He thought he was smart, he thought he was strong, he was not. Don't worry, spoilers, he lives. He's fine. He escapes. Okay. Backtracking is now done. We can now venture forth to the final boss. I'm getting sideswiped by a lot of these enemies, and they're standing in the worst possible position. Again, for marathon safety, I'm going to stand outside here just before I enter the door, because I don't trust my health. So we're just gonna let it rise. Just let it get to probably around. We'll play it safe and go to 200. Yeah, you know what? That's good. Ain't nobody got time for 200. I probably could survive at 64, but I just did not want to. I don't want to test fate. Considering this game, if you game over, you have to load the last save. The other Ease games are like that too, but at least like I've been learning Ease 3, and at least the remake, Ultimate Felgana, if I can say it correctly. At least there, if you get to a boss, you just retry at the boss. This game is like, oh, you died at the boss, yeah, go back to your last save. Have fun. Okay, I do have the mirror equipped. So that mirror I bought way back, like 40 minutes ago, even earlier than that. Here's its one use. This lower room right here. The mirror will freeze every enemy in the screen, or enemy in the screen, the entire screen area, even all that are outside the view of the screen. Now, as I told you earlier, walking in front of an enemy directly, no matter what, you take damage as well as they take damage. I just killed, what, 5 enemies there? That's pretty much instant death. Can't even roll. Oh, hello. That's funny. I mean, even in the third game you can't roll, but that one you jump and swipe a lot. Alrighty, so we are actually starting to reach the end of the game. We just have two more things. We have one more pickup, and then we have the final two bosses. So here, there's going to be a little jump scare, but I'm going to save it. Boom. Jump scare. Come in here. Get this chest. Flame sword. Go all this way to grab that. And literally, the flame sword has one use in the entire game. That's how great it is. Just to kill the last boss. Of course, the next to last boss in the game, I call Twin Heads. I forget their official name. They're not a troll boss, but if you do it incorrectly, things can go really bad really quick. Let's play it safe. Okay, fully recover. Safety safe. Alright, here's the boss. As you can see, I took way too much damage and they took almost no damage. I'm going to play this safe because I am one hit from death. Okay, we survived. Okay, make sure to switch back to the silver sword because the flame sword will do absolutely zero damage to the final boss. Okay, so final boss, Dark Fact. A descendant of one of the priests from the old story from 700 years ago. And before I get into this fight, this is a fight that will either I will die in 5 seconds or he will die in 5 seconds. That's how fast this fight is because there's a crap ton of things that can fly in the screen. So, and also, time will be once I read the final book, just as an FYI. So, I'm also screwing up this fight. Yeah, there we go. So that's the big thing. You need to be positioned correctly. If I position myself correctly, and he dies that fast. That's how fast it is. Okay, so get ready on time, and time will be. I have to read the book first. It's basically when I lose control. And time. And there we go. So not the best time for this run, but considering I struggled a bit at the beginning for nerves, 51 minutes isn't too bad, so I can accept that time. And there we go. The ending of Ys 1, which then starts off it tells you the story of what happens at the beginning of Ys 2, where he gets rocketed off onto the island of Ys. But that'll be for another time. So, and the worst part about this run is that once you finish the run itself, you can't skip this cutscene. So, that's kind of a pain. But, anywho, that's gonna be it for me for the run. GG's to all the previous runners. Good luck to Laxus for Sky Blizzard. That is a fun game, casually and a speedrun, but also terrifying. And good luck to all the rest of the runners for today. That I'll be watching the rest of the runs after this, and I hope everyone has a good time. So enjoy, and thanks for having me.
Right. Thanks, Retro Trev, for the run. Do you have any shout-outs before you go out?
Actually, I do not.
All right.
I'll shout out Ahmad and Carter Freak for hosting this and doing a great job setting this up, and also having the donations going to a great cause.
All right. Perfect. So we are getting ready for our next run. I'm reminding you guys that there are still 2 incentives left for Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and we still have 1 poll open for Super Metroid Ascent, but it's going to be kill or save the animals. So you can go donate. You can go to !donate for donation information right here. And yeah, our next run is going to be Sky Blazer by Alaxis. Don't go away.